Josh, we've seen the British Prime Minister Keir Starmer praised widely for standing with Zelensky at his time of need. Let's listen to what he had to say and see if you can catch the enormous contradiction.
The UK is prepared to back this with boots on the ground and planes in the air. Together with others, Europe must do the heavy lifting. But to support peace in our continent and to succeed, this effort must have strong US backing.
Josh, what are the chances that the US will back anything resembling boots on the ground?
So, I mean, Rita, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the contradiction that you're getting at is on the one hand, Keir Starmer saying that Europe must take care of its own backyard. And then on the other hand, like 2 seconds later, he's saying it must have strong U.S. backing as well. Look, the entire purpose of what Trump is trying to do, right, it's essential. I mean, the entire purpose of what Donald Trump is trying to do in the Russia-Ukraine theater is to transfer the baton, so to speak, to the Europeans to better patrol their own backyard. Look, America is in a difficult situation. Barack Obama, back in the year 2014, around then, Rita, he became the first president in U.S. history to formally disavow a longstanding United States military doctrine that required that the U.S. be militarily capable of winning two major conflicts simultaneously on the world stage. Barack Obama conscientiously got rid of that. Since then, and especially with the concomitant rise of China, the United States is in a somewhat precarious position on the world stage. We're basically in a century-long great power competition with China. China is a rival when it comes to the economy, when it comes to national security, when it comes to basically everything out there. What that means is that we cannot fund interminably a Slavic proxy war in eastern Ukraine. It's simply not in the American national interest to do so. That is the MAGA America First point. And on that point, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are entirely right. By the way, if we cannot provoke the Russian bear so much, maybe, just maybe, we can sever the link between Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin and Xi Jinping and the Chinese Politburo, and maybe, just maybe, pull the Russians not necessarily into the American sphere of influence, but at least in something remotely approximating neutrality. So if you can basically sever that Russo-Sino link between Russia and China, that would be a brilliant, absolutely brilliant act of statesmanship. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not confidently predicting that there, but I do think that Donald Trump is such a successful historical deal maker that's probably in the back of his mind there. And again, the Europeans have to take care of this. The Germans, the Poles, the French, the Brits. Come on, guys, muscle up and put some dollars down.
Look, if Europe can increase defence spending, if they can commit forces to protect their own continent, I think Donald Trump and most Americans will be enormously happy with that. But whether that's actually going to happen is the question. Before you go, the New York Post is reporting that Vice President J.D. Vance was forced to move his family to an undisclosed location after pro-Ukrainian protesters swarmed the ski resort where he was vacationing. What has been the reaction to Vance's part in this Zelensky blow-up, particularly amongst the GOP? Because there's been a lot of analysis that I think is, again, ill-informed. I've read people saying that Donald Trump would be terribly upset with J.D. Vance's interjections and upstaging him. I don't think that's the case at all. I think those two are very much on the same page.
They are on the same page. In fact, if you go back to the Ohio Senate primary back in 2022, when J.D. Vance beat out Josh Mandel and the various others there, he ran on this exact platform. Ukraine was actually a major issue for J.D. Vance. And actually, things got really tense on one of those Ohio Republican primary Senate debate stages. Actually, I think it was doubling down so much on his stance on Ukraine. So J.D. actually really believes on this issue. He's in lockstep agreement with Donald Trump. By the way, these people at this ski resort, disgusting, absolutely disgusting. They are nothing new on the left, obviously. I remember this footage of Ted Cruz getting dinner with his family in Washington, D.C. years ago. They blow up, or not, they don't literally blow up, but they go in there, they intrude on the restaurant there, they have to kick the people out. This is a disgusting tactic. Conservatives don't do this there. This is the unique province of the left, and they should bow their heads in shame for it, because it's really just disgusting lowball gutter stuff.
It is lowball gutter stuff, but we are seeing this enormous political realignment. The left is suddenly now pro-war and anti-free speech. You wouldn't have called this a few years ago. Josh Hammer, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you, Rita.